Hey guys, we're here today. Close those curtains. We're here today to really mania it up, wrestling style. A very important moment in our lives. It's a fake fighting event that we all have to pay way too much money for, and for some reason, we're doing it too. The key to a good wrestling show is having 4 regular viewers that watch the stuff. Hands up who watches the stuff regularly. This is going to be great. So of course, this was Durban's idea, just like it was to slam the door on that certain lady the other day. We'll not talk about what country from she came from, but he did it anyway, and he laughed about it to us. Durban, why don't you actually explain what we're doing today, mein Führer?
We wow. are for the first time in our 4-year history, we are going to do like just kind of a wrestling mark show. We're going to go through the card of WrestleMania 40, which takes place next week, and we're just going to talk about it. And Hughesy is very excited about it, I know. So we're just going to go through whatever is finalized. I don't think the entire card is finalized yet, but whatever's up now, we'll talk about a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah,
and it couldn't be any worse than episode 92, could it?
Yeah, we're 1 minute in. We've cut each other off a whole bunch of times, and it's already better than fucking Cav and Joe's The Hard Stern Love Fest or whatever it was. I just like to take this time to plug my podcast. We did a St. Patrick's Day episode that Joe still has not released. It will be this is the day before Easter Sunday. So when you're enjoying your July the 4th, hopefully Joe will have released the St. Patrick's Day episode. And also I'd like to take his time to say Merry Christmas. So Cav Manning really was a fucking horrific person to have on the show. Like, he is unfunny, uninteresting, and the only person that doesn't know that is him. Why was you here?
I would like to take the stage as my label says. I know this is audio only, but I am now known as the nice Chadster, and I think Cav did a heck of a job.
At what? Get My Go 92 was so uneventful that the title of it was Episode 92. Like, Durban couldn't come up with one thing of interest at all from the entire 3-hour-long recording.
I love that it took Mike 5 minutes to say anything. It was great.
Yeah.
You didn't say a word for 5 minutes.
It was actually 20 minutes, but with the edited down version, yeah, it was.
Good point. I never factored that in. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, that was a 90-minute plus recording session. So I hope you enjoyed the 36 minutes we got out of it.
Yeah, and the only good thing on it was that, which is something I'm kind of going through, is that when you see Chad's facial expression, he has the facial expression of when you bump into your soon-to-be ex-in-laws in a supermarket. He's like
The high point of that episode for me was Chad going at what was the guy's name?
D'Angelo.
Yeah, Dominic D'Angelo. That to me was, I could have just put up a short clip of that and that would have been fine. That should have been episode 92. It was like a 5-minute Chad rant on Dominic D'Angelo.
My favorite part of that episode was the end credits, because that meant it was over.
I was genuinely hoping, Mike, you would have put one of your little Easter eggs at the end, because you got to give me something out of this, Mike. You didn't even do that.
No.
Speaking of end credits, I just want to plug something right at the start. Please
My St. Patrick's Day episode?
Yes, that. Who was the guest on that one?
I had Lucy Tightbox, I had Lemmy, and I had Christian Blatt, who often appears on WATP, and we all got drunk and did a episode called The Worst of the Best, or maybe it was where we did a top 5 game about the good films that we actually hate, and we all got hammered, and I consistently made racist comments throughout it. That's what St. Patrick's Day is all about. Gagea.
Please check out MikeDurban.com. You can get the limited edition Mike Durban Productions exclusive Conan Major Bendy's figure. I have 9 autographed figures left for sale, $59.99. Actually, no, I changed the price because Conan complained. It's now just $59. I took out the 99 cents. And the non-autographed versions are $35. And also, if you want to get the figure for even cheaper, I'm selling loose figures for $25. If you just don't want the packaging, if you just want the figure, I will send that to you for $25. And everything is free shipping to the U.S. Sorry, Dean and Hughesy. MikeDurban.com.
That's a shame.
Please check it out.
So
Matt Cardona puts it over as a really good figurine. So
He did, as far as figurines go.
As far as figurines go.
I had a conversation with Conan about because we've started the YouTube memberships thing, and it's doing like it's growing. It's not like immediate success, but it's growing. And it was this bizarre conversation where basically, for those who don't know, a YouTube member is a paid subscriber, and even if it's just a small amount, it's a little bit extra per month for the income. And I said, so Conan, I've set up this YouTube memberships thing, and he goes, all right, bro, how many have to pay? And I'm like, well, all of them. And he goes, oh, good. How many paid members do we have? And I says, well, none, because I just started it today. And he goes, we need to do better, bro.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
All right, so next week, as we're recording this, is the Saturday before WrestleMania. I was supposed to be heading to Philadelphia on Tuesday. I was going to be there from Tuesday until Monday, but I canceled my trip, and I will not be going.
oh wait, so Get My Go Karaoke's dead?
Well, I think the Blue Meanies party killed that because he planned his party at a bar nearby Joe's thing, and Joe decided not to do it, and so that kind of died.
Thank God my GoFundMe never got off the ground then, eh?
Yeah.
Would have been great if it did. You'd just be sitting there in the middle of Get My Go Karaoke's location by yourself.
The Red
They
Lamp.
should
Philly
do
with the Cowboys.
You would have been the lucky one.
They should do a live episode of the Lingus Mafia.
Well,
You know what? Given our topic tonight, we should have done this. Like, we should have done our first Get My Go live. Given this is the fucking topic tonight.
Yeah, we should actually do a Get My Go on episode 92.
Yeah, we should. Yes, definitely. But of the stuff that got cut out that no one's ever seen before, that'd be brilliant.
I would like to think that some of the stuff that got cut out was usable, but Mike again trying to sink that episode into a small window of time, make it palatable for the viewer. I think what was cut may have been just not what he wanted to put in his vision for that episode.
I don't like this new Chad. He can go fuck himself.
What are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
This new Chad, maybe.
Yeah.
Can we touch on why there is a new Chad, or is that not to be mentioned?
Well, if you watched the United States of Australia live a few weeks back, there was somewhat alluding to the reason why, but that's we don't need to do that on Get My Go. Get My Go is not about that.
It's got to do with strippers and their smelly cunts.
Oh God, that fucking. Hi, I've got a really thick skin. Except for when people talk about me or say no to interviews for great questions such as, what's it like winning a match? So, Axel, I'm a big fan of Guns N' Roses, but do you prefer guns or roses? What's your favourite lyric from One in a Million?
All right, let's get on to this.
What happened to Chad? Where'd he go?
The English cigarette, Chad.
There we go. Hey. Night one has the most listed, I believe. Or no. Night one, they just announced the tag match. But then night two has 2 things listed, and then night TBA has everything else listed.
Yeah.
Potentially. They have nothing planned for the whole. They have a bunch of matches, but they have nothing planned for placement. This is not when you have 2 nights of WrestleMania and you have a bunch of people coming from all around the world. They don't want to tell you exactly what you have for each night because they just want you to buy your tickets. So when you show up for night one, you kind of don't really know what you've got until maybe the night before, because they don't want you to be like, all right, I'm not buying my night one ticket to see the Uso brothers explode because maybe I'll hold off on buying my night one ticket until I find out that I'll get Cody and Roman on night 2, but I might also get, the 6-pack tag team ladder match or whatever the hell it is.
That's going to be a fucking... I'm going to predict that's the worst match. Like a 12-person ladder match. That's a fucking disaster. Because it's going to be everybody standing around doing nothing, waiting for their moment to go do the big bump, and then everybody's going to want to outdo each other. That's where we're going to get the bunch of broken legs and necks.
Yep. Well, run down the match. The Judgment Day versus DIY versus the Awesome Truth versus the New Day versus A-Town Down Under versus New Catch Republic.
Who the fuck are these people? I'm sorry.
All right, so the Judgment Day is Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus
they're back together.
Yes, versus the Awesome Truth, which is the Miz and R-Truth, which versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. The 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship.
It's just to get all those guys on the show, isn't it? Like, it's just like, who gives a shit?
But I'm just reading here that there was another match added last night. It's the it's Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee against Dominic and not Andrade. There's some other Santos Escobar.
Oh, Santos Escobar, yeah.
So it just so it just seems like because they've got a shitload of wrestlers right now, and they're trying to get everybody on the card at some point. But it just like who I can happily say that. I mean, I will watch WrestleMania. I always watch. The only storyline I've followed is The Rock. Like everything else is like I know those names.
I tell you, love it though that it is just The Rock. Like it's Cody and Roman and Seth Rollins are all involved in it, but it's really just The Rock.
Right, but then you see, okay, these are the teams that didn't make it: the Authors of Pain, the Street Profits, the OC, Pretty Deadly, and Legado del Fantasma, and the LWO. Those are the teams that didn't make it into this tag team match.
There's less teams not in it than there is in it.
There's 900 tag teams in this company right now.
But your thoughts, Mike?
Mike, come on. You got to give me something here.
I don't know who most of these people are. But.
This is GMG Mania, damn it. Give me something.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
Go. The New Day. The New Day.
And Aussie guys clearly picking A-Town Down Under. Sorry.
Definitely not.
Clearly.
Who's got the belts right now?
No clue. I think the Judgment Day, possibly.
Yeah, Judgment Day.
I think they retain them. They're going to win it. They'll keep them.
Yep.
All right, let's see what we got. Then you have, how about the 6 women tag team match? This one's going to be another one where I think, Hughesy, what you said could go to the 6 women match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control, which is Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane.
So three
those
African
tiny little.
Of course, I remember that.
3 African American women versus 3 Asian women.
Tiny little Asian women. Well, Asuka's kind of got a bit of size.
Yeah, and on top of that, Belair and Cargill are both like big, muscular. But this is visually ridiculous.
I'm gonna go with them. I like Naomi. I'm a big fan of Naomi. I met her a couple times at Impact last year. She's like the sweetest.
What did you call her?
I called her Trinity. Called her Trinity. Yeah.
Look at you guys
nice.
Friends?
Yes, she retweeted me a bunch of times when I posted pictures of her.
Friends, yeah.
So yeah, she's very nice, lovely.
Did you interview her?
So, what's it like?
Do you like the Matrix
neon?
Trinity? Yeah.
I see you like neon.
Yeah. What else do you like beginning with N? So, you're called Trinity. Have you ever thought you were in the Matrix?
So,
What happened to the Wachowski brothers?
Does your cunt glow in the dark?
Because he turned into a hobbit all of a sudden.
Look at this.
Hey, Hughesy, what would you? So, what would you do to Jade Cargill's asshole, Hughesy?
Oh, well, I'm not going to be vulgar and say anything gross, but I would eat her arse until my tongue was brown, and I would not stop until I was sure that I had some form of cancer. Like, what a way to die. How'd you get cancer? How'd I get cancer? I got it from Jade Cargill's arsehole, and I'm fucking happy with it. I think I even had some shit while I was doing it. I don't give a fuck. What did you do last night? You watched The Matrix with California?
All right, you want me to continue?
Hold on.
But really, I would like to state that California is a pathetic interviewer. His numbers are suicidally low. No one would miss him if he was gone. He might as well not do the show. No one would know. And you're a complete snowflake. You tried to get people, kicked off the show, kicked out of the brand page, because you're an old fucking cunt that can't take a joke. You are a piece of shit. And really, we're just going to keep coming after you.
Yes, definitely.
He kicks off every show. The host with the most from the West Coast.
Yeah.
What are you, a fucking hosting a 90s quiz night? Like, for fuck's sake.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Insider's Edge podcast here on the Slam Society. I'm your host with the most on the West Coast, California Imperial. It's a joy to be with you all.
I rented out some good videos last night. True lies.
You're going to have to make this video now, Mike, just so all of this stuff works.
Hughesy, what do you think of Jade Cargill? This is her WrestleMania debut. Would you have done it this way, or how would you have done it?
Yeah, I'd have done it this way. Like, I mean, she's in unbelievable shape and she looks great.
Yeah.
But, because I didn't watch a dub, I'm an E-drone there, man. So I've never actually seen her wrestle, and she doesn't seem to know what she's doing. But visually, I'd be pinching my helmet.
I can't see it. I watched the entrance that she had last night. I watched it on Twitter. It doesn't do it for me.
I'm with Hughesy. I'm into it, eh? Yeah. Works for me. Works for me.
Yeah.
And I don't get the rain thing. They're doing like a rain thing for her. It's raining. There's like storm and like lightning bolts. Don't get it.
Well, that's actually my cum.
I get the feeling she's doing like the Storm X-Men kind of gimmick with the white hair.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Also on night one, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk will be on commentary for this, so I think I'm looking forward to that.
That's the only thing to look forward to about this. Who gives a seriously? Drew McIntyre is possibly the most fucking boring wrestler I've ever seen in my life. I do not get it. I do not see it. And I just can't stand Seth Rollins. So, yeah, thank God for CM Punk on commentary. It'll be like I might just turn the audio up and not bother watching.
Yeah, and they're doing one of those really stupid things that I hate where they're doing shoot interviews there, man. You know, because it's real and they really don't like each other. It's like, okay, that ends the second you get in the ring and throw a worked punch or do a headlock. It's like, then it's like, oh, it's fake. Who gives a fuck? But I've also heard that Drew McIntyre hasn't extended his contract, so this is probably the last thing he's doing.
Just for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Well, it clearly shows we're in 2024 and it's backwardsville, because how Seth Rollins isn't a heel with the way he looks, the way he acts, the way he talks, just the whole persona. And freaking, of course, is just the greatest moniker for anybody because there's no G on the end of it. It's just the N.
What letter?
Just the N. No N. Just the N, you know. Just the N, right? It's backwards. But I like Drew McIntyre. I don't think it's not that he doesn't have to be Mr. Excitement. He's just a big-ass dude. He just kick your ass. He's a big-ass guy. He doesn't have to be anything that's going to, knock your socks off. He's exactly what he needs to be. Big guy, you kick your ass, then that's the end of it. He's got a sword, puts the sword down, boom, send you home. That's it. But Seth Rollins, I mean, they've alluded to it a few times in promos. They've had to cut it out of replays. But how is this guy not the most hated heel? The Adrian Adonis of this era. I don't get it.
And the other thing is, you've got Seth Rollins is wrestling on night one in that tag team match. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen. Someone's going to get injured because we've seen it all a whole bunch of times where some wrestler does some basic move and they break or tear something. Like the Royal Rumble, CM Punk got suplexed or something and it tore his fucking tricep or bicep, and he's out for a couple of months. So some shenanigans is going to end up happening with these matches because you just know the way it is.
Oh, that's on night 2. I was wrong. It's on night 2, not night 1.
Now this whole episode lost its credibility.
Yes.
Or I think it lost its credibility when we said, welcome to Get My Go episode number 93.
We'll never get on Lingus Mafia now.
Well, good thing I don't think we ever said that, so that's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, the way that this is listed, it's got those two. Actually, there's 3 matches that are set so far on what night they're going to be on. The tag team match, the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth Rollins are on night 1, and then night 2 is that Seth Rollins versus McIntyre, and then also Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. So I guess that'll be the main event, right?
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's a one match. To me, it's a one match night. I mean, night 1 is the tag match. Who gives a shit what's on the rest of it? So you Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Do you really care anything about that? If you bought a ticket for night 1 and you found out you're getting that tag match, do you care anything about a fucking 4.5 hour show if you got that tag match waiting for you at 10:30, whenever the hell it's going to come on? Who gives a shit?
No.
And I'm just reading here that there's actually going to be another match added. It's the Karrion Kross group Final Testament against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So the both nights are going to be about 4 hours long. I should have actually started watching WWE to actually understand what the gosh darn heck is happening. Right, guys?
Yeah.
But it sounds like, I imagine if you're watching it, you probably don't know what the gosh darn heck is going on.
Well, the good thing about WWE is that they'll have a great promo.
California's a
recap.
cunt.
Yes, that too. They'll have a good recap video right before all the matches, so we'll get caught up to speed on that. But Hughesy, what do you think about Io Sky versus Bayley?
I think I'm going to be whacking off with severe. By the way, I was talking to Lemmy earlier on about this on her show, which you can find on Twitch. It's called Church with Lemmy. It's basically a call-in song request show. And we were talking about the theme tune to Baywatch, which I, for years, thought was a Kiss song. And the thing, if you listen to how glorious that intro is, it gives you it's a 5-minute long intro to the show, which keeps cutting to the guys. So you learn the ability of the skill of edging. You're like, oh, look at the fucking tits on Ginny Nolan. No, it's your guy from Australia. And oh, Pamela Anderson's a fucking her. She loves dicks. That's what I'm going to be doing for this Io Sky versus Bayley match. I love Asian women. I also love big fat fart boxes, which is what Bayley has. I rate this 5 out of 5 beaches.
I think that's the one, Io Sky. I think she's quite cute, so yeah, I'm with you there. And that's a nice rump that Bailey's rocking.
Yeah.
So
She's
for sure,
fucking hot, as Eric Bana would say.
That's right.
Eric Bana.
Guys, I think you're objectifying these superstars in a not fair way.
Io, your name's Io Sky. Do you actually like being in planes, or do you like boats?
Also, speaking of rumps, we got Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Dean, are you a Rhea Ripley fan? She's from your country.
I mean, whatever. She's fine. She ruined her looks. Like, I've seen pics of her from back before she started this gimmick. Holy crap! She was
totally different.
Yeah, but they do seem to be a natural pair that she's rocking, and they are an impressive pair. And yeah, again, the rump is very nice. No, look, she's fine. Like, yeah, like good on her for making her way out of Australia and getting to the top of the biz and main eventing a stadium show in Australia is pretty impressive. So, no, good on her. And yeah, she's a bit of all right.
Yeah, but I'm more into if I'm going to pick an Australian woman wrestler, I'm a huge fan of Tennille Dashwood. I think she's like the hottest Australian woman ever.
Australian woman ever.
Yes.
Wrestling Australian woman or just the country of Australia?
Australian woman.
I'm
wrong?
Mind.
Yeah, who is, Dean? Dean, who's like the number one? Oh. Give us the top 3.
Well, like, isn't Margot Robbie Australian?
I would.
Starters.
No. Kylie Minogue gets my vote, especially during the day.
There was a Miss Universe, Jennifer Hawkins, who was fucking stunning. What's that? Isla Fish is pretty fucking hot. Miranda Kerr.
There's a female boxer from Australia. I'm completely drawing a blank on her name. She's really good looking.
All right, LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
Cares.
Yeah.
Gives a shit. I mean, like, seriously, could LA Knight be any more neutered that the guy that he literally stole the entire character from is on the show and literally revolutionizing the business at the current time? Who cares?
You know what's interesting about that is that Keeping the 100 got a Conan mentioned on the show that from what he was told before was that it was supposed to be a WrestleMania Rollins against LA Knight. But then CM Punk left AEW and he came back to WWE, so that completely changed all plans. So I'm wondering if, because didn't LA Knight used to have a bad reputation for mouthing off in other places? So I'm wondering if maybe he mouthed off and that's why he's gone from there to there so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think again it has a lot to do with The Rock. I think, and that Kevin Nash stuff. I mean, I don't know how much of it now is, tongue in cheek, but I think The Rock has a lot to do with it. You can't have the guy who does the Rock shtick doing the Rock shtick with The Rock doing the Rock shtick.
I've heard some guys have done the Rock shtick.
Well, the Rock shtick apparently ain't very clean. So,
California's a dick.
We got Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso.
So in any other era that could be interesting, but maybe if it was done 8 months ago, probably would have been a little bit more timely, but I don't know. Now, who cares?
You know what that's like? This match, it's like, do you remember when The Walking Dead started? And you're like, holy shit, this may actually be the greatest TV show that it's ever been made. It has everything you would want from a TV show. And then you get to like season 17 or whatever the fuck. And they're like, we're coming to the end. It's like, I do not care and I will not watch. And that's just what this match is. It just seems like it's been forever happening. And now it is happening. You think, who cares? Right,
yeah,
machine?
Agreed. I only just thought of this. The only way you can, I think, maintain a bit of heat in it and make people care is if you did that night one tag match as a 3-on-3 and added the Usos on each side to build it up for night 2. I could see that possibly getting some, but I don't think anyone really gives a shit anymore. That's kind of
no, and I think they would water it down. And the only way that you make this interesting is if you debuted a new brother or something. I'm sure they could pluck one out of somebody's family.
Spoiler alert, but Disco leaked the info on Keeping the 100 recently that Jacob Fatu and is the guy called Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have both signed with WWE.
I had heard about Tama Tonga, yeah.
Tama Tonga I did, but Jacob Fatu, I'd heard they want to stay away from him for many years because of his record. He's got a record.
Oh, did he grape a woman?
Well, he's done some stuff. But again, look, a lot of those guys have done some stuff. There's been some nefarious things in the past of a lot of guys that they've signed. So,
Name one person in WWE that's ever done anything wrong in the past. I bet you can.
well, they erased one guy from the Hall of Fame who did something bad.
Which one?
If Classy Freddie Blassie married a black woman.
I don't know, brother. They erased one guy.
Vince McMahon said, brother.
Remember when
I wasn't even talking. Well, he's not a Hall of Famer, Vince McMahon.
What would you rather
that's
do? Have Vince McMahon shit on your head during sex or record another episode of Cav Manning? I'll do an interview with California. I hear you like shitting on heads. What happens if the shit falls down and lands on the arm? Do you have another go, or do you just
Pick it up, drop it on the head.
Go for another take, or do you just say, "Well, better luck next time"? You cunt.
We got Logan Paul, the champion. What champion is he? United States.
United States champion.
Versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
That's a weird one because, obviously, the original plan was Rock and Roman, and then it was going to be Punk against Rollins, and it was meant to be Cody versus Randy Orton. But obviously, with plans changing, this is like a weird match, and I don't know if you've seen Randy Orton since he's come back. Like, he's juiced up to the gills. He walks twice as slow. He's clearly still in pain. But then I like Logan Paul as a wrestler. He's pretty entertaining, and I've had a prime.
Super over, but Orton is now super. Logan Paul super over as a heel. Orton super over as a babyface. Would have been a good one-on-one. Now you got to throw Kevin Owens in, who has 900 moves he steals from the legends of the past. It makes no sense. I mean, who cares? Let him take the fall. I guess Logan Paul retains. I mean,
you know what I was just thinking, because I don't know if you've seen this, but Prime Energy has a massive logo across the ring of WWE. The Rock's having his first match in 10 years, potentially his final match. And if he has a heart attack and drops dead in the ring, he's going to die on a Prime logo.
Maybe they inject a little bit of Prime in him. Maybe he comes back to life.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't see. The only thing the Rock's getting injected into him is come from a man's penis.
You know, the sad part is I get excited. I could go put on Hercules versus Haku from WrestleMania 5 and get excited to watch that and be into every minute of it. But listing this whole thing is this is like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Hughesy, have you ever collected empty Prime cans and waited outside a hotel to get them autographed by somebody?
No, that would be bloody stupid. Let me piss up, Durban. I am number one. I'm the best of what I do. And Conan is gay. Disco. My son is trans. I think that's the thing. So transporting Prime Energy cans because he's getting what to do. But the thing, I don't know. This just seems like a weird. Again, do you ever get when you play? I love the WWE video game, and when you're doing GM mode and you're trying to build up your cards for the pay-per-views, you're like, shit, I have a free slot and I have these 4 names that I've never used before. I'll do a ladder match or a tag match or something. That's what this match sort of reeks off, that they had no plans, so it's all being put together in a triple threat.
Well, Logan Paul and Kevin Owens did kind of had something going on, I think, since Royal Rumble and then Elimination Chamber and shit. So it's almost like Randy's been thrown into it. But one thing I like about Randy, and it was something that Brock Lesnar was good at as well, is the selling side of things. Like they, you know what I mean? Like they actually, I guess, try and convince you a little bit that things are hurting, but yeah, it's a bit thrown together. It feels like they needed something for Randy, and they're like, "Oh, let's put him in with Owens and Logan Paul."
Yeah, and this is probably Orton's last WrestleMania. But the thing is, you talk about the selling. I just think it's an excuse where he's like, somebody like chops him in the chest. He goes, fuck, my back is fucking killing me. Why did I come back? I should have just fucking stayed retired. I'm gonna shit my pants. So the selling is real, right, Durban, man?
Yep. Chad, you got a hard out, right, at 10:30?
Yeah,
11:30. Okay.
11:30. Yep.
So we got 10 minutes left. Okay. All right. I think that's everything that's been announced so far. Is there anything else?
Well, did we really go over the big one?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
The Cody. The tag match or the Cody Roman? Did we go over those? We kind of alluded to them. Did we go over it?
No. So go over them. Let's go over them then.
Well, I'll kick off. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen because The Rock, when he was on, I think it might have been the Pat McAfee show or something on ESPN a while back, said, I wanted to do something with WrestleMania where it's not the end of the story, it's just the beginning. So for me, this is setting up like a John Cena once-in-a-lifetime situation where I think The Rock helps Cody win or something on the second night and it sets up, and they're just building to Rock and Roman next year for the next 12 months. I just think that's what it's set up to do. That's my only thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think this match, like, obviously I'm going to watch it. The storyline's been excellent, but you're going to see The Rock, who's never been as muscular as he has in his 50s. He hasn't wrestled in over a decade. And the next night, all the other three all have big title matches, so everybody's going to be moving slow as possible. So don't go into this expecting good action, just expect a good story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think you could see them kind of messing with you and Cody losing. But The Rock, I don't know if he has something to do with that full finish, but I don't think they end The Rock's heel run. I think he's doing too well. I mean, did you see that leaked video of him, cursing off the stage hands? And I think he's having too much fun with it. I don't think you want to turn back babyface after this. I think he continues the heel run and has the summer feud with Cody and earns the respect, like they did with him and Hogan. So no, I don't think the heel run's over. I think it's just beginning.
Do you think that California is a snowflake cunt?
Yes.
Well, so that'll be next year, WrestleMania 41, which is rumored to be in Minnesota. Chad, will you be at that one?
I won't. If the fact that my plans fell through for Philly as well, and
so
I
you're
did
not
not
going to
really
Philly at all.
No, I fought very, very, very faintly to keep them as well. The fact I didn't really go out of my way to retain those plans, I will not be going to Minnesota. I could have just drove to Philly. Yeah. Did not fight. It just, what sucks is like there's going to be so many people there, and Philly's not really the biggest area in the world for that many people. It's going to be a clusterfuck at some point. But, I mean, everybody's going to have a great time. There's a lot of cool events, but it's going to be just a fucking nightmare with traffic and the fees that they're charging. They're charging people for parking per day at some of the hotels. It's going to be a nightmare. So I hope everybody has a good time. I hope they get a lot of great stuff. I hope they see some cool shit. But if you know what you're expecting and you don't have to be there, don't go. Just stay far away.
All right. Well, that's our GMG Mania rundown of the card. Will Billy Body be in attendance?
Of course he will.
Stupid question.
Yeah, he's probably already bribing hotel clerks already. Here's 50 quid. Where's the bloody Rock staying, you slag?
Excuse me. I need to know where I can find the Rock for my son to get his figure signed right now. I predicted he would be here.
Yeah. Oi, bloke. I'll give you 30 quid if you tell me what Logan Paul had for breakfast. Did he have a pancake?
Sounds like your Tyson Fury impression.
Billy made two bold predictions. The Rock would be at WrestleMania and CM Punk would return to the WWE. Really went out on a limb.
Yeah. And also he announced that The Rock would be on SmackDown in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, nobody saw that coming, dude.
Yeah. So he also came up with the Conan Major Bendy.
Yeah.
The bombshell of episode 92 that I've just remembered.
Thank God he did, because what a great business idea that was to do. So thank you for that, Billy. Jesus. All right, Chad, where can we find you? You're off to do Eyes Up Here with Francine in 5 minutes.
Well, that's where you can find me. You can find me on Eyes Up Here every week. Go to iHeartRadio. You can subscribe to us there. You can go over to YouTube. You can subscribe to us there. You can grab a YouTube membership. For $5.99, and get exclusive content. You will not be disappointed. If you love old school ECW, that's the place to be. But again, iHeartRadio every single Tuesday, 3:01 a.m. Eastern. Brand new episode of Eyes Up Here. But if you want to follow me, it's Chad EMB on Twitter.
Dean, right before this, you and you guys were live on the United States of Australia on YouTube. What's that address again? Because I can never remember it.
It's underneath my name at the moment on the screen, youtube.com/@United States of Australia. Yes, we were live before this recording with Hughesy. Hughesy's been on a couple of times lately, talking boxing and that kind of garbage. So, yeah, check us out. We've got some big guests coming up soon. Vinny Paulino from WATP, Lucy Tightbox, also from WATP. Yeah. They're lined up, and I look forward to the Lucy one in particular. I know Robbie can't wait to meet her. As we all know, Robbie is out morbidly obese, closeted homosexual. So it'll be good to get an attractive woman on with him. But yeah, so check us out. Had issues with the computer, but the podcast feed will be updated very soon. Been struggling to download lately. But anyway, yeah, all of that stuff. And on X, I am at that Aussie guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy, put an S where the A should be.
Hughesy, by the time this drops, I hope that the St. Patrick's Day episode of It's Hughesy Hello will be out.
It won't.
It probably
but,
won't.
Yeah, but speaking of St. Patrick's Day and speaking of Lucy Tightbox, she was on that episode, which if Joe won't release it, and of course, Nice Chad mentioned YouTube memberships. Well, I've actually got the full video version of that up behind the YouTube membership on Huge Entertainment on YouTube. It's a lot less than $5.99. It's like $1. I'm hammered. I think I dropped a couple of bombs in it. Really should be worrying about that, but you know. And also, speaking of memberships, go to Keep 100 Official if you actually find wrestling talk with horrific audio interesting. You will get the most almost finished stories of all time only on Keep Them 100. As long as you like this, go to Cut Them Off to talk about medication.
Excellent. Thank you. And go to MikeDurban.com. You can get the Conan Major Bendy's figure. You can, in the very near future, I'm going to be having some trading cards for sale, autograph cards from a few very famous wrestlers. So check out MikeDurban.com. Also, please go to YouTube.com, whatever Vince Russo's YouTube is. I don't even know the address. If you didn't know, I work on that channel, and I actually make money from it. So please go there, subscribe. At Mike Durban on Twitter, Mike_Durban_Productions on Instagram. And that's it. We will see you on episode 94. Bye for now.
R.I.P. Strictly Business.
California's a big app.
Yeah, he's a fucking cunt with no balls. And he tries to ruin all the shows because he's a terrible interviewer and he's a mark and he's a loser. And we can all tell that you have rapidly lost your hair, you fucking bitch pussy.
I would like to say I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. And for everyone here on Get My Go, this is the Chadster. Have a great rest of your day.
Right.